Nintendo recently revealed Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at E3, and collaborating with my friend Ashton Flash, who does the artwork, I've drafted a LEGO minifigure series for the game. The rules are, for this series, we're assuming LEGO has the license to all characters owned directly by Nintendo and HAL Laboratory, since the Smash Bros. Property is co-owned by those two. This is all just a fan creation not done by LEGO or Nintendo, but let's get into it. First off is Mario, who is absolutely mandatory in the Smash Bros. Series. This version is a bit more serious because that fits how he's portrayed in Super Smash Bros. The hair-hat combo is new, and he's one of the few minifigures with nose printing, since it's a defining feature for his design. We explain that more in the design section near the end. Oh, and Mario's accessory is a fireball, which isn't a new mold. Next is DK, Donkey Kong, and he's using a new mold similar to Mr. Incredible from the Incredibles game, along with a new headpiece. His arms are also sort of a mold similar to Big Fig's, but a bit downscaled, as his hands. Also, his accessory is the barrel item. Then we have Link with his updated Breath of the Wild appearance. This includes a new hairpiece, much like Legolas, with the ears molded in, and a new molded Master Sword and Shield. Samus is fourth, and she has a new helmet and shoulder pad piece. You can also see her printed face underneath, and she uses Cyborg's arm from the LEGO Justice League Flying Fox, which also allows a stud shooter to be attached, something you could count as her accessory. Fifth is Yoshi, with a new molded head and a new neck piece that combines his shell with his tail. The accessory is a printed Lego egg, designed after a Yoshi egg. Throwing them is one of his moves in the Smash games. Then there's Kirby, which was one of the hardest to design. Stay tuned for the design section towards the end for more info on that. He doesn't have too many pieces. His body has new stubby arm pieces, and his accessory is a Warp Star, a new mold much like the Unikitty Blind Bag's Cloud piece. Fox is guaranteed since LEGO likes putting animal characters to switch things up in the series. His headpiece is a pretty complex new mold. There's a fox tail piece and a blaster, which is not a new design. Luigi, who is usually an unlockable fighter, is definitely going to make this series. He is one of the most recognizable entertainment characters, period. In the Smash Bros. Games, they really portray him as a scaredy cat, much like Luigi's Mansion. That's why he has a frightened face. His hair and hat combo is slightly different and taller than Mario, also a new piece. And I gave him the accessory of a mushroom, which is an item in the Smash Bros. Games that uses a printed minifigure head and a new cap mold. Princess Peach is another iconic character, one of two Mario minifigures in the series without a nose. I mean, it's not prominent to her design. The only new molds for her is her hairpiece and a crown you can pin to the top. Well, her dress is new, but it's the one we're using from Disney Series 2. Her accessory is reusing the closed umbrella piece for her parasol. This is where it gets tricky. We have Bowser, which wouldn't be in this series if LEGO made sets. He'd surely be a Big Fig. But assuming there's no sets, he'd be like DK. You may be wondering how he'd fit in the bag, but notice how Mario minifigure is taller than most of him. The scale issue will be discussed at the designing section at the end of this video. You can see we've laid out all of the pieces here. A new shell head combo, rubber tail piece, body, arm mold similar than Big Fig's, but fists are the size of a Big Fig's. Sheik was one added later on, a risky choice. I'm not sure if she'd be in, but hey, she's a really cool ninja-esque design, a trope LEGO loves. Her hair wrap combo piece is new, going over the existing mouth wrap piece. Since I couldn't think of an accessory for her, I just gave her a Smash Bowl, a printed circular tile. Princess Zelda sports her Link Between Worlds design for Smash Ultimate. Her hairpiece is new, which I think would be rubber for how pointy it is. It goes over her cape and she uses the same dress piece as Peach. Her accessory is a fairy bottle, which uses a new printed cylinder and a 1x1 tile, taken from her series of games, but also an item present in Smash 4. Falco is a character really ingrained in Smash culture, and as I said with Fox, LEGO loves their animal characters in CMFs. He comes with a new molded head with a similar headset to Fox, and a new bird feather tail attachment in blue. Instead of giving him a blaster, he has a bomb accessory along with some neat arm printing. Pit would also make the list. He comes with a brand new hair mold that has dual molding for the crown and his hair, which probably would be rubber. He also comes with the basic wings used in Shima in a white color, attached with 1x1 clips to the clear 1x2 neck attachment. His accessory is his weapon he has, which uses this machete piece introduced in the City Jungle Wave. It goes through a 1x1 stud with a hole in it, which is connected to a lightsaber handle. Next on the list is Diddy Kong, who has a new molded monkey head and a hat combo which features the Nintendo logo printed on it, along with a new monkey tail attachment at the hip. His accessory is just a basic stud shooter in brown and would shoot tan studs representing peanuts. The next fighter is Villager from Animal Crossing, who has a new hairpiece, printed stylized eyes, along with a nose to help best represent the character. His accessories would be a new Pitfall tile and the old net mold, but with a bit of recoloring in red and a white for the mesh. Rosalina would be included since she's actually a pretty popular character with young girls. She would also use the same new crown piece used for Princess Peach, but recolored to put on the new hairpiece. Her accessory is a classic wand piece in an all yellow, and Luma would have a hole underneath so that it would attach to a transparent flagpole piece to give the effect of it floating. Also, her dress piece is the same as Zelda and Peach. Little Mac is the most simplistic character of the whole series, using only pre-existing molds. I think his inclusion is based on LEGO loving to release boxers in minifigure series. He comes with the boxing glove hands introduced in Series 5. His accessory would be the sandbag made up of 3 2x2 cylinders, one with printed eyes, also made out of one flat 2x2 tile and one flat 2x2 tile with studs. Next on our list is the Inkling from Splatoon, one of the newest fighters being added to the game. She would include a new hair mold as well as a new piece for the splatter shot. The canister on her back uses existing pieces, including a printed version of a Technic tube. Last but certainly not least is Ridley. Everyone loved his reveal at E3. He comes with a new recoloring of the gargoyle's wings from Series 14, and also comes with a new head mold. Ridley uses the fawn/gremlin's legs to give him more of a creature look, as well as Wolverine's claws in a tan color to represent his long claws. Oh, and for the first time in a CMF draft, we threw together a mock-up tile for the figures to stand on. Ash and Flash had the idea of using the Dimensions toy tags in gold to make them look more like trophies. But ultimately, LEGO would probably just print on the Smash logo, so we used it on a pearl gold plate. Here's the characters all together on the checklist. The artwork is actually artwork taken from the newly updated Smash Bros. Website. Let us know in the comments which of the 20 characters is your favorite, but before you comment who is missing, let me explain myself on some of those. Alright, lots of characters are missing here. Most of it's due to licensing, characters Nintendo or whole laboratories doesn't directly own, like any Pokemon, Earthbound, Fire Emblem, or third-party character, such as Sonic or Pac-Man. Some are due to popularity. Others I almost included, like DDD and or Meta Knight, since I think they're more popular than Little Mac, Sheik, and Falco, but they will be very hard to make. Oh, and I also didn't want to overload on Mario and Zelda characters, but I want to save some for Series 2, including Captain Falcon, who isn't as popular. Now, I've never had a section talking about the design process, but this series really means a lot to me. So let's get a little bit in depth into it. For Mario, who is the most important character, Ash and Flash and I knew that we had to get this right. He went through many design stages, which you can see here. We contemplated whether or not to give him his iconic nose. The Incredibles 2 Juniors line really changed my way of thinking. Before then, I would either include noses on every human character or no human figure with noses. But since the Underminer had a nose and the Parr family didn't, I realized that it relates to whether or not the nose is a defining feature. Another hard thing was whether or not to use regular minifigure eyes. We decided it would work on most figures without the molded head. You see an official LEGO series like the Disney series, LEGO would use regular minifigure eyes for non-molded head minifigures and specific eyes for molded head minifigures. However, Villager needed his special eyes and nose, and somebody like Kirby worked super well with minifigure eyes. Donkey Kong and Bowser were based off of LEGO's Mr. Incredible design from the video game. Originally, their arms were the size of regular Big Fig arms, using regular sized legs to compensate for this. After toying with this idea, we ultimately decided it would be best to shrink the arms and have them use short legs because it made them look more primal. Kirby was by far the longest and most thought about character out of all 118 figures we've designed. Originally, he had arms that were molded directly into his round body, but I wanted to have them articulate and be able to rotate around. Ash and Flash had ideas like having them go up and down when you pressed them down on one side. This would use the same sort of mechanics as the large Power Miners monsters or LEGO Batman movie's Killer Croc. However, this idea was scrapped due to the fact that the short legs would go up too high on the inside of the body. We struggled with whether or not to completely remove the short legs altogether. However, we felt this would take away from his minifigure essence. We decided to keep the short legs and think of other ways that we could have his stubby little arms rotate. We looked to the Angry Birds figures and shark suit fins for inspiration, settling on a design where the arms are thinner and the sockets would rotate around for articulation. I'm sure a lot of you are probably complaining that Princess Peach is taller than Bowser, but keep in mind the size of the bags the minifigures come in. A full-blown big figure would not be able to fit inside one. LEGO doesn't really care much about scale. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a pain to put together, but I'm so satisfied with the final product. Thanks so much to Ashton Flash, who not only did the incredible artwork with all my OCD demands, but also touched up the script and was a brainstorming aid. From now on, he's also exclusively making art for my channel and his Instagram, which is linked in the description. Also, you can check out my brief thoughts on Smash Ultimate's reveal on my Chess2 Game channel, and subscribe here for more CMF drafts. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.